Yo, what is up, guys? Raptor here. So I got some highlights here from my stream that I did about roughly 6 days ago. Um, so basically, this video is mainly gonna be over predator tricks, not tricks necessarily, but predator tips. And so I had this really good berserker game. This is my try hard setup right here. Um, oh, I realize you guys can't see my mouse, but I went around it. Um, But I go the bow for the distance, the combi stick, so that way I can get up close, and then I have the bear trap and the motion sensor, which will be one of the tips that I talk about here in a minute. I use the impenetrable perk and the cloak use less energy, as well as the uh, you're gonna hear my audio in the background. I have it pretty low, so I can talk over myself, but still hear myself, so I can go talk about what I'm doing as well. And then my last perk is I do more melee damage, so that way I whittle them down. So one of the first predator tips that I use right here is once you spawn into the map, um, there's literally no reason I needed to do that. I just wanted to mess around. Um, so yeah, sorry the stream it was a little laggy at first, but it gets better, I promise. There'll be a little lag spike here in a second when I use my target isolation. But so essentially what I do right off the bat, see, look right there, I usually wait a minute to use my target isolation to see where they are on the map. I probably used it a tad early here. I should have waited, but since the game did just kind of come out, I was expecting them to be a little stupid, and they were. Not all of them had mudded up. I think only one person didn't, hence why the circle was so tiny. Um, and so normally you just run towards the center of the map and try to find them. Right here, I caught them being separated just a little bit, and so I actually went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy because his team is not with him. Technically they are, they're shooting me right now, but I took my opportunity since the match just started. No one usually expects the rush play like that, especially as a berserker. I am all in kind of guy in your face. I can take a lot of damage and still be fine. Honestly, out of all the predator classes, the berserker is by far the best. I jumped too far here on accident. Yeah, you can probably hear my audio in the in the background saying, "Wow, I went too far on that jump." Um, which I did. I was irritated when I missed that. But another tip as a predator that I use here to great effect is that when you crouch while invisible, you are completely 100% invisible. They can't see you at all, but they can still see where the arrows are coming from, like right here. I miss, I think, 2 shots, and I hit the third. Oh, no, I hit this one, though. See, look, they're currently looking to see where my arrows are coming from. Since the angle is kind of weird, like for the camera. Wow, I'm surprised they did not get me in my second win state. Got very close, though. I probably should have left after I hit that first arrow, but I got greedy. Um, so normally what people do in this game, which is kind of become a strategy that a lot of people utilize, is running after the predator when he's hurt, especially in the second win state when you can't actually attack back. A lot of people will chase you, so you try to get as far away as you can, but again, in the second win state, you're bright white, so it is very hard to run away. But the reason I went into this building is that most people usually check behind trees and divots. No one usually expects you to be healing in a building. Right here, I was just kind of getting my bearings, figuring out what I was wanting to do. Sorry if this little tips thing is going a little fast, but that's kind of what a gameplay I got to go off of here, because I don't feel like doing a live commentary. Um, right here, I'm trying to get in a position where I can attack him with my bow. Normally, as a predator, I don't like to stay in the trees because that's where everyone expects you to be. So normally I will sit on top of a building, especially a building like on top or across from where they're at. Like I'm currently on top of the building where they're in. I haven't realized this yet. I'll use my target isolation here in a second. This is me figuring out that they're actually underneath me. Um, so basically I try to attack him with my bow, miss like a total idiot, and then with the Yautja bow, don't be afraid to shoot at your feet, especially when you know you're not going to hit them like I did there, because you do not have infinite ammo and you can pick up your arrows. Like right there, I did it again. Um, but essentially, what I see people not do a lot as a predator is use your gadgets. That's why I like the Berserker. He has the highest equipment score out of either of the other predator classes. See, look, I use my target isolation. I see they're on here. And this is when I realized that I was like, hey, I have gadgets. Why don't I use them? Many predators do not use their gadgets. It's very rare I see a predator use their gadget. They are very useful, especially these little puppies. These are the motion sensors, and they can actually see them through the walls, and they'll mark the enemy for me. These are the bear traps. I'm setting them down so when they walk out of this room, they're camping and now get trapped. Sadly, at this juncture, I did not know that the traps actually can attack the NPCs, and I lose one of my traps, I think. Yeah, I lost one. I lost two, actually. Damn. Just now noticed that my like third viewing of this to get my commentary down. Um, Honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm getting the XP from. I think it's just because I'm out in the open. Especially, oh no, it's my motion sensor. Every time they ping, I get XP. This is the trap that gets me a kill here in a moment, and basically brings the downfall of the entire team. So I saw a little sound ping over there, and here I'm about to get them in a trap right there. That's when I take my opportunity to go in. So essentially, I'm gonna go ahead and just replay this back so that way I can explain in full detail again what I did, because I had to kind of go pretty fast, and now I can kind of slow down now that I've covered basically what I'm doing in the background here. I'm just gonna start talking over it now. Yeah, I'm currently in the background. I'm currently explaining to my friends who were not watching, sadly, what I was doing. So basically, as a fire team, they really didn't do anything wrong. I would say their biggest mistake was in the beginning part where their friend definitely left them. Like he was a little bit off. He should have stayed with them, and then I just pounced and I absolutely annihilated him. I'm currently going back. Um, so right off the bat as the predator, I run towards the center of the map, because normally as the predator, you usually spawn on the exact opposite side of where your prey is. So that's what I did here. I just immediately started running towards the center of the map, towards the opposite side, and I used my target isolation, like I explained. And those are the sound pings, since they are mudded. When they're mudded, you can't see them with your thermal, you just see their sound pings. And see, look, I notice he's by himself. You see his teammate off to the right. I probably should have kept using my combo there, but I kind of canceled it on accident. Um, Basically, one of the main tips I would say, whittle them down first. Try to sit back, do damage with your bow, because definitely I would say the bow is probably one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best besides the combi stick. Combi stick is probably the best weapon. The reason I like the bow so much is that you can't see that you're being aimed at like you can with the plasma caster. And it's quicker. The arrows actually have about the same velocity, if not a little faster, than the actual plasma bolt. So I like to use it a lot, especially in this crouching position, so where they can only see you if you shoot their arrows constantly. So they can actually see that railed. They can actually see the red trail. So that's what that guy does there. I'm a little sad I missed that shot, but it is what it is. So whittle them down. Remember, you have gadgets. Don't be afraid to use them. Once you whittle them down enough, you can all in. I really didn't have the opportunity to do that. I had to basically just get one in a trap and go. Otherwise, I would have been sitting there for ages waiting for them to come out. And even then, that would have been dangerous for me because, as you saw a second ago, they did get me quite low in that short span of time. So, and again, don't be afraid to use your healing kits. I normally like to kill the pigs. Basically, whenever you see a pig, kill it. Don't be afraid that you won't find it again. Always kill it in case you need it. They will appear on your map as a little, like a bite mark on your map. So I like you to kill them just so that way I have reference in case I need to go back for them later. Basically, the ideal setup is the bow and the combi stick. That's really it that I can think of. Don't be. Oh, here's another important one. Like how I did in the beginning, where I insta claimed him. You don't always need to claim the person after you down them. So I see some predators make the huge mistake of downing a person, the first person on the fire team, in front of the other three members, and then to proceed to claim them. That is not always a smart decision because in that short time, the fire team can, a good fire team will put you in your second win state if you're not careful. The only reason I did it in the beginning is because I knew they were not really together. There was only one or two people shooting at me instead of all three. It's probably the only reason I got away with it. So what I'm trying to say here, so I killed a pig here, so I have it for reference later, which apparently I will never need, but it's better safe than sorry, right? Um, Lost my train of thought there for a second. Trying to figure out what the hell I was saying. Oh, here, I'll get back on that point here in a moment. Um, don't kill the NPCs, even for XP. It's not worth it. They only give you 10 XP. The heavies, I think, give you maybe 15 or 20. It is not worth it. LC Predators start off the match by trying to farm some decent XP. All that does is help the fire team. That does not help you at all. If anything, that hurts you because they actually can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. Not to mention the NPCs will arm the alarm on you. They won't always, they're not afraid to do it on you. So basically you're just helping the fire team by clearing out an area for them. So basically what I'm trying to say is opportunistic. Don't play stupid. Also, I always do the quick claim. Never do a long claim when there's still someone alive. They can do a lot of damage. The only time I ever do the long claim, which is this, is when it's the last person and I just kind of want to BM. And then I get the ALF recording on the ground right there. So basically what happens is effectively that. You just want to play it smart. You want to just try to do your best. Run to the center of the map. Use your target isolation once you're in the center or running towards the opposite side of the map. See if you can find them. If you can't, there's probably a good likelihood they're towards the opposite side somewhere. I'd start looking there. Once you get there, whittle them down. Then go in with your combi stick. The plasma cat, there's also a good combo you can use where you can use your wrist blades and then do a plasma blast shot. Plasma blast shot. You slash twice and then shoot. That's pretty effective. I haven't seen any predators use it, but I know you can. I've done it a few times, not very many. I'll let it go through the animation here at the end. Normally, I don't do this kind of recording because I think it's kind of lazy, but I honestly didn't think I could cover anything in a good amount of time if I did this live. I'll just let it keep running in the background as I go back to the loading screen. Yes, at this point I was level 55. Right now I'm level 80. I'm almost at max level, which is level 100. To my knowledge, I believe it's level 100.
Wow, I made one of them rage quit.
And I don't know if you heard, but yes, I did indeed make one of them rage quit. It was that guy at the beginning I killed. And I don't blame him. I would have rage quit too. He didn't even get a single AI kill. So those are my tips and tricks. I'm a little sad that I lost my train of thought when I was talking about one of the things, but I'm pretty sure you could probably surmise what I was gonna say. So I'm gonna leave it there. Those are my tips that I use, and I hope that you guys can find them useful. There's not a whole lot of Predator tutorials out there, so I hope this helps. I know it's not as high tech as some people's, but hey, I'm just starting out, so some support would be nice. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and above all, please subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.